Hey guys, my name is Talscar. I'm making this special video to tell a little bit about my life and a little bit about the issues and things I've been facing. For now, I will explain a little bit about why I have this picture, why I use it, and what it means to me. This picture was one of about 100 I took with my cheap camera, which I make some videos on, which is just over here if you would like to see my camera. Boom, this camera here, it was about 4K quality in resolution shot, but it's not the best quality image. As you can see, there's a bit of blur in the image. It's been modified, this image, only because it's I've got a sun there. It's up here. When I put my circle here, I could hear Minecraft still in the background. And this picture was taken among 100 others because I wanted to get some really good snapshots and upload them to try and make a little bit of pocket money to help me to getting my vehicle on the road so that I can possibly, hopefully, make a job of it. Now, my vehicle is a Mitsubishi 1991 Triton, and the reason I want this particular kind of vehicle, it's a ute. It doesn't have a flatbed, which sucks really, it's a shame. And I've already fallen a lot in love with it in a way that it's similar to another car I got, but there's no point in keeping it if I can't get all the running gear for it. I'd like to, but if it's not possible, I'll just have to get rid of it. I haven't fallen in love with it that much, but I do like its comfort in the back seats, and I was really dreaming about getting a ride in the back. I was dreaming about a lot of things we could do with it. I like it because it's up high, and it's like this much space between the floor and the cab or something, or more than that, I don't know. But anyway, the reasons I made my pictures was to try and make some pocket money. I did successfully get my pictures, and I did successfully upload a couple of pictures to try and make some money, but in the end it turned out they weren't allowed. They weren't allowed because the quality of the images were not high enough. They weren't straight shots. This was one of my best, I think it is my best shot that I got with my camera, and it's the Magpie. He's looking into the distance, and he's sitting in the tree, and then there's all the leaves around. It makes it feel like an environment. And I still like this image, but as you can see, nothing is a straight image. It's not a straight shot. You can see motion blur, you can see blur. The best parts are the ferns down the bottom bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can see the ferns, they look pretty high res, perfect. But the gum trees, you can't stop the motion in those things, and with the camera I've got, it's hard enough to get a shot as it is. So basically, recently I've come to find another car with an engine in it, and I was thinking, in a stupid sense, I want this car for the engine. We bought it. It was worth our monies, but now my dad wants to keep it, do it up, sell it, double our profit, and now he's gotten an offer to trade it for another ute. Now, if this was to happen, which we don't know yet if it's going to happen or not, if it did happen, my ute would be going to the tip, and would be keeping the other ute, and I'd be driving that. Now, there are some ups and some downs to this. My dad already wants to dump mine. He'll call a trailer and tow mine and dump it in the bin. It's in my name, and really that's not fair for him to do to me. So if we bought this other ute, what would happen would be, it would be going in my dad's name, not mine, and he'd be taking control and taking charge of a lot of things, and my life is already taking charge enough. I need a vehicle for work that is correct. Whether it has to be in my name or not is another story. Now, if I'm behind the wheel of Dad's car and I go too fast or I'm driving illegally or something, it's going to go in his name. I'm going to cop a lot of crap for it, and I'm gonna get in trouble, and I'm gonna have to pay more fees for, you know, driving a car without permission or whatever. They could make up some excuse or something. Now, I do have my issues with my dad, but I also have my good up moments with my dad. Now, there is a car I want to buy, but I can't afford it because it's going to cost me about $300 to buy the car and $1,300 to move the car. In total, that's about $1,600 right there, and the motor doesn't run. Whereas we can buy a whole one right this minute for $1,200. It runs, it's on the other side of the city, but it's not registered. Same with that other car. Now, the reason we're going to buy it was so we can get the bits and pieces of it that we want and put them into the car we've got here. And there are some ups and downs to that too, such as if I can't put it together, it's going to be a waste of money, waste of time, waste of a lot of things. I have strong belief that I can actually get it together, but I have no proof that I can put it together. I worry because I get bolts mixed up, I get things mixed up, and I have to put them exactly where they came from. If I don't put them exactly where they came from, there could be issues. Now, no one ever puts a car back together exactly the way it came apart because there's a lot of parts and a lot of bolts, screws, stuff. Everyone makes a mistake. If you rebuild car B, you might miss one screw and that messes the whole carburetor up. You have issues or whatever with it, and that can make some issues. It sucks to have some issues anyway. Now, in my circumstances, I want to make my car run. I want to move it. I want to use it. It's a pretty strong car if you really think about it and want to, you know, look into what type of car it is. It's got the one that I've got had a 4G54 engine in it. I'm actually writing a book currently about my experiences with the car and what I'm doing and my story, and I'm hoping that if I make enough pages and finish my story that I can use it, make a little bit of money to help me along with my future and possibly get a better car again that can do more than this one can, and possibly to get a trailer so I can do tows and stuff, and eventually probably upgrade from there onwards to sort of trucking, which will help again even more. And I want to be smart about it so that I can make it affordable for the customer as well as myself. Now, insurance and all this other stuff, yeah, that has to be included. And you have to think about it. I am tired, believe it or not. And it's very hard to not get tired when you're having glasses on. In 2 years' time, there's a possibility that I'm going to lose the internet and I won't have a chance of doing anything. At the moment, I've been kicked off. I've been allowed to upload because it chews up the internet. But when my dad's not on the internet, he doesn't mind because he doesn't care because he's not using the internet. I'm making these videos now because he's not on the computer and it's 9:34 p.m. and I have still time to maybe edit and render the videos out and then upload. And I'm going to upload on my laptop because I don't want to kill this computer and I think it's going to die eventually because I can hear components going, ah. They're not very pleasant noises. I'm not exactly sure what's going on it, but I think it might be the SSD, the 2TB I have, which is currently being used. And if that goes, well, I have no more computer. And I'm going to lose a lot of files, important files in fact, which will be bad. Like pictures of the Fairlane, one of the cars I dream about a lot. And yeah, if you're lucky, you can actually hear the TV in the background. This is my microphone here, by the way. If you didn't know, you couldn't see the microphone on my face. But you should be able to hear it. Now, I've been trying to apply for work, and I have been failing. I tried to sell both my guitars, only sold one, and I got $30 for it. I was happy enough with that because I need space, I need some money and whatnot. I was trying to sell it for 60, so I didn't really care. It has new strings on it. They were only going to give me $10 until I told them, hey, it has new strings on it. And the other guitar, they're going to give me $100 for it until I told them that it was broken and I fixed it. And then when they freaking couldn't see where it was broken, I said, it's above your hand. And they couldn't still see it. It took them like 30 minutes, and they're like, ah, I can see it now. Yeah. So without me even knowing, they put up the price by $20 and said they were going to give me $150 for both guitars. In the end, $120 for my bass guitar and $30 for the other guitar. Overall, it's $150. I was happy that I didn't get rid of my other guitar because I did pick pretty good values, apparently, according to them, for how much I wanted to get for those guitars. $60 for the Ashton acoustic guitar and $250 for my Fender acoustic electric guitar. Now, it's still not going to cover my expenses I need to be able to fulfill, such as 300 and something for the Triton itself, the Ute, with all the components, but then I still have to rebuild the engine, and then the 1,300 for shipping. Now, I won't lie to you, I already found something cheaper. If I was to get my monies from my guitar at this point in time, I'd have enough for moving the car, but I wouldn't have enough to pay for the car. I'm still about 250 out, which is, I'm just going to say 300 out, just to be on the safe side. I'm going to round it up to $800, 400 for the car, 400 for the tow, and then I still have to worry about getting a trailer hire, and then pulling the car back home, and then putting the car in the driveway and moving it where it's meant to be put. Now, some people understand my situation very well, and some people don't. My dad, he's really mad about what I'm doing. I have to rip off the cab, and I have to clean up the chassis, and I have to clean the undercarriage of the cab, because my dad's mad because it's all rusty, dirty, and whatnot, and he wants to make it look good and clean and protect it. And he's telling me if I don't do that, he's gonna dump it. Well, he's forcing me to do things, and I'm gonna be wasting money on it when he dumps it anyway. So I'm still wasting money on it, by the way. But I have to try my hardest to save my money so that I can afford to do something. At the moment, I do not know how to do any more towards my book, because I just had an idea just then. Maybe I should do like a Kickstarter and say how much I need to get it started, this book, and because of the requirements, what I need. So basically, if I think about it, the book itself needs experience. The car has to have an engine, has to have a trans, has to have tail shafts, drive shafts, everything, and even the front end differential. Now, if I start a Kickstarter like now, would I be able to get the monies for it? Depends on what the costs are. How much is the publication gonna cost? How much is the car gonna cost? How much is the tow gonna cost? How much is the rebuild gonna cost? Am I going to give people details on what I did to rebuild the vehicle and do this and that with it? And exactly what are people going to get out of it in the end? Well, as far as I know, if I think about it, the story is going to be an experience, someone's experience. This experience could relate to someone else's experience, and it could give parents information on how to deal with these situations. If your parents are refusing to support your interests, there are some things I wanted to write about, because I know with my interests, I had so many interests, a lot of interests, and most of them died because we can't afford those interests, and my parents were not willing to help me try to afford to do these interests. I wanted to make gears. I was fascinated with gears at one stage in my life, and it came to a point where still I am fascinated, but my parents were mad at me for doing that stuff. Apart from the fact when I tried to forge a key and shape it and everything, I actually still have that key somewhere, and my dad wanted to keep it. Basically what I did was I got a piece of metal, square piece like this, I cut out the shape of the key I wanted, and I started cutting the grooves out on it with a special tool, like a die cutter or something, I've forgotten what the name of it is, and then I started cutting the teeth and shaping and trying to make it fit, and I didn't make it fit, but it's a cheap replica of the key that I wanted to replicate. I was happy even though it was not very good. But anyway, I want to end the video as soon as I can. Please let me know what you think about Kickstarter and how much you think I should ask for. I just heard my phone just go, and so I better find out what that was. But anyway, I'll just say this one more time. Please let me know what you think about the Kickstarter idea and how much you think I should set for the goal. And if there's anything you think I should write about in the story, like details of what I've done exactly, if I should do it as I'm going along, or make little notes, then write it as a story, or what I should do. Your support would mean a lot to me, and having some ideas towards writing this book would be great. I don't know of any books that are actually based on real life experiences, like a car, but I'm pretty sure there's some books out there. That would be interesting. I don't really read, and I don't really like writing, but I'm willing to do it because it's a job. It will get me somewhere. And I'll be very thankful for your support and whatever you can do to help me on my journey, because where I stand, I really don't feel like living, because it feels like I'm at a dead end in my life. And I've been hurting that much recently because of this dead end spot, and I feel like the best course of action is to do this. I feel like even if I have money, I might not be happy, but I'll be able to do the things I want to do, and that's better than nothing. Money doesn't bring you happiness, but it can help you achieve your happiness through getting the materials you need. You can then use that material on a machine and cut teeth, learn to do things, a lot of awesome things and stuff. I wanted to do YouTube, but now I'm not so sure because it's something that is like this. It was like this, and then it started to shrink and shrink and shrink, and now there's not much space left for choosing whether to do it or not. And the reason I can't choose is because there's not much time to do videos. I don't have time to edit. I don't have time to do anything. And I'm also gonna admit I have been very, very lazy as of recently. I've been watching for months movies and stuff, and probably a few games. It's getting boring again. I've done this in the past and it gets boring, boring, boring. This is why I like doing work. I enjoy work because it's not as boring as watching a movie all the time. Because once you start doing something, you get locked into it, and then sometimes you might get bored. I am tired, by the way. That's why I'm yawning. But anyway, guys, we've got a minute and a half left. I will thank you all for watching this video, but please do help. Give me ideas on what I can do. If anyone in South Australia has job offers, please let me know. I will not be so good at talking in person because I don't have the practical skills in person, but I do have the practical skills on a video. It's not that hard when you really think about it, but when you think about it and then go to do it, it's a completely different thing. If I went up to you like, yeah, okay. It's like you're not confident. When I went to apply for a job yesterday, I got asked if I know how to change a tire. I've never changed a tire in my life. Then I really think about it. I've changed bike tires, I've changed a trike's tires, but I have never changed a tire on a car. So that's why I think about it a lot. So I have to wrap this up real quick. Thank you everybody for watching and supporting me. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. The more people who like my comment, the more I'll post content, the more I'll post. Thanks for watching and have a good night now. And if you like my picture, I'll have to find a way to post it to you in such a way that if you want to support me, you can support me. If you don't, you don't. You know. I'll give this picture away for free because it's modified and stuff, but original I'll just keep. Bye.